Well, we're very pleased to have Bradford Mind with us regularly. I think once a fortnight here on Bradford and Beyond. And today we've got Anne Cowman from Mind in Bradford. So Mind in Bradford is a local mental health charity, and they provide mental health and wellbeing support to people living in Bradford, Airedale, Wharfdale and Craven. So quite a big geographical region. And Anne, welcome to BCB. So I know you've come on to talk about what's happening on Saturday. We'll keep our listeners wondering about what on earth that might be. But just give us an idea what kind of services you do provide for people across the Bradford region.
Okay, thank you, John. Well, I'm the Senior Service Manager for all children and youth services across Bradford District and Craven. So we work with children aged 5 to 19 and up to 25 with additional needs. And that's everything from buddy schemes to one-to-one support, group support, nurture groups, a multitude of different areas of support for emotional health and well-being. And we've got an amazing team. We work with different providers. We work with Bernardo's, Bradford Youth Service, Brathay Trust, Selfa, Inspire Communities, and then our internal services of Know Your Mind and Hospital Buddies. And we go into the BRI and Airedale 365 days a year.
Wow.
To support children who are on the acute wards, who maybe are quite anxious or quite scared for whatever reason they've ended up having to go into hospital. So it's a really dedicated service to children, and we work very closely alongside our clinical teams of NHS CAMs to make sure that we try and make some real good inroads into supporting children with early intervention, so hopefully they don't have to endure whatever traumas they're going through for too long.
So you're kind of supplementing the NHS staff who might be on duty on any particular day on the rota on a ward. I mean, that's amazing that you're able to do that.
I think we complement rather than supplement, to be honest.
Yes, good distinction, yeah.
Yeah, I think we're complementary to their service, you know. All our services are child-led, they're non-clinical, and it's very much about keeping the child at the heart of what we're doing, letting them be the driver, whereas within clinical services it's very much down a diagnostic and prescriptive road.
Yeah.
Whereas ours is a lot more innovative in the fact that it works towards what the child wants to do. So it's about giving some of that locus of control back to the child, which possibly they've lost through various traumas.
Many, many years ago, I worked as a psychiatric nurse on wards in West Yorkshire, outside Bradford, actually. And I don't ever remember anybody from the local charities, be it Mind or anybody else, coming onto the wards to lend a hand. That would have been brilliant. So it's a great service. Is that common now for local Mind groups to go onto the wards? No. Okay.
No, not really. It's an initiative. We're 4 hours a day, every day of the year. And basically we liaise with the ward staff as to what children are deemed as needing additional support. And we go and talk to those children, play games with them, chat to mums and dads. And obviously, when the time comes from them to be discharged from hospital, we've then got a portfolio of services that we can then direct them into. So it's just at that point of entry where probably anxiety is at its highest, that we want to be there and just tell them that, you know, we want to work with them. And the staff at Airedale and BRI have been amazing and work really closely with our teams. But I can't take away from the work that all our providers do, the work that Bradford Youth Service do around buddies. They're in schools, they're in local youth clubs. They do all sorts of work, of which we're the lead provider on all the youth in mind services, and the same goes with Braithwaite, Inspire Communities, Barnardo's and Selfa. All bring their own little bit of magic that they sprinkle over these children. And it's a privilege to work with such a group of really, really caring and compassionate individuals. And I think in the VCS, that's what we're able to do. And that's I've worked in the NHS for many years in the past. I've worked in private and charity sector, but my heart has always been in the VCS services. So it's quite a privilege and an honour to work with In Mind in Bradford.
I think I'm thinking back to another job I had previously, which was working in homeless services within Bradford, and in days gone by, this is the noughties really. The main providers were voluntary sector organisations. So Bradford has a long tradition, and it's good to hear that it's maintaining that long tradition of providing frontline services for people, various needs across the city. That's
absolutely
not a given, is it, necessarily in other parts of the country, but it's good that Bradford is retaining that flavour.
Exactly. I think what Bradford does incredibly well is it's about that equality, diversity and inclusion. It's about, it doesn't matter who you are, what you are, where you're from, where you're going, what age you are, we want to try and support you if you have a need.
Yeah.
And the landscape, not just in our city, but across many, many cities has changed a lot since COVID. And the need for that additional support has really risen.
Yeah.
And of course, children all of a sudden didn't go to school, and that was a massive change, and that's had a massive impact on children trying to get back into schools. So we do work with lots of marginalised groups. We really are inclusive. We enable everybody to be whatever they want to be.
Brilliant. Speaking of equality, diversity and inclusion, what are you guys going to be up to on Saturday?
Well, if you're partial to a bit of glitter, John, which I'm sure you are.
Yeah, secretly, I suppose I probably am. I just don't know it yet.
We are going to be at Bradford Pride on Saturday from 1 o'clock at City Park. There's going to be a big team of our staff and volunteers who are going to be there. We've got a dedicated glitter station to glitter everybody up, to make them really in the spirit. We're there to offer support as well, so anybody, doesn't matter how old you are, whether from young to old, if you feel you want to have some support or you want some information about all our adult services as well as our children's services, people will be there to talk to. And it's just about saying, we're here for you. It's as simple as that. It doesn't matter, what sexuality, what gender, what culture you're from or anything. We are here to bring a bit of sparkle to your life.
So if you're planning to go to Bradford Pride, and I guess many of our listeners will, and many thousands of people hopefully across the city will, you don't really need to go down to purchase any glitter, do you, before Saturday? You can just come and find the Mind stall.
Absolutely.
Is it going to be good quality glitter, though, Anne?
I tell you, we have got some very well qualified glitter technicians at Mind in Bradford. So be prepared to be very expertly glittered. Okay. So we'll be able to bring you a little sprinkle of glitter and, a great deal of support and guidance. And that's what we want to bring, and just make sure that everybody has an amazing day, that they feel appreciated, they feel part of something, and that everybody's included, because that's what we want to really get people to feel included and not excluded.
So you've just invented a job there, haven't you? The glitter technician.
Oh,
my best guess is that Mind have never advertised that post.
No, but you never know, John. And if you're not busy, you could apply.
I've no history with glitter. I wouldn't have much of a CV to bring. And it makes me think of a couple of pop artists, glam artists who were around during my very impressionable years as a young teenager, and obviously we're not allowed to play those tracks anymore. That's all it makes me think of. And I'm tempted to put glitter into the audio wall here at BCB as a search term, but I'm resisting that temptation because it would follow on beautifully, wouldn't it? But I could put we could play some Roxy music. That would probably do it.
Yeah, Roxy music could be okay. Yeah. A bit of Sweet.
Oh, Sweet. Okay, that's your choice, is it?
Right. Oh, a bit of Sweet, yeah. Blockbuster, I remember it well.
I'll see. There's a very good chance I'll be able to find that. There's a little phrase here in your press briefing that I don't understand. You talk about YIM, Y-I-M work. Tell us what YIM work is while I try and find Sweet.
Certainly. Youth in Mind is what YIM stands for. And Youth in Mind is our portfolio of providers, which I've mentioned, of which Mind in Bradford are the lead provider. So they are a group, a collaboration of incredible services. And as I've mentioned before, Bernardo's, Bradford Youth Service, Selfa, Brace It and Inspire Communities, who work diligently with children of all ages, of all needs across Bradford District and Craven. And we're a really strong group, a really fantastic collective, and we're going from strength to strength. And if you don't mind me mentioning, if anybody is interested in working in children and young people services or interested in working in our adult services, we've got some job vacancies at the moment due to our expanding portfolio. And if you want to go to the Mind in Bradford website and have a look at the vacancies we've got, we'd be happy to talk to people who are interested.
Closing dates for